Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the NXT review here on Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel, and that NXT review is for the 12th of August 2020. I actually thought this was the better of the Wednesday Night War programs this week, just because the match quality I think was a little bit better, and overall storyline progression was also a good bit better. That's my experience anyway. Maybe you have a different experience, or maybe you are looking at things a little bit differently. But anyway, hopefully my sound's a little better too. I made some adjustments to sound, so let me know if that's something that you're comfortable with and is going in a better direction for everybody. Anyhow, um, so we'll move into the review here. We open the program. Let me pull up my notes really quickly here. We open the program with, there we are, a Karrion Kross match, Karrion Kross with Scarlett against Danny Burch. Kross looks super strong here. I hope this doesn't mean that they're moving to take the NXT Championship off Keith Lee this quickly. And I kind of think they've set themselves up for failure to a degree. In that, on one hand, if Kross is a guy who you're going to build around, I think they've done a masterful job of building him up, even though I don't particularly care for him. He's growing on me slowly. I didn't care for him in the beginning. I don't think he's the best in the ring, but I do think this character is good and one of the better ones on NXT. But I think if they take the belt off Keith Lee, they spent a long time building him, and it would be anticlimactic for him to lose at TakeOver or any time immediately. So anyhow, Burch goes right after Karrion Kross in the beginning. Burch nails Kross with a drop kick and continued with a wide variety of offense. Clotheslines out of the ring, and then Kross grabs Burch by the throat, slammed him into the floor, and uses power to dominate him for the next little while. Burch fires back up, but Kross immediately snuffs him out, applies a crossface, and we see a Doomsday Saito suplex and a cross-jacket sleeper, and he indeed passes out. Really dominant performance by Kross. NXT champion Keith Lee marches out to the ring, and he confronts Kross, and he has a contract in hand. Lee responds to Kross and says that he is now officially booked for the title match. He offers him an opportunity to earn a title shot and calls him, well, a word I'm not going to say on a family-friendly channel that rhymes with itch. Anyway, so Lee went on to say that he promised William Regal he wouldn't touch him until TakeOver if he signs the contract, and Kross does indeed sign. Scarlett sealed it with a kiss of death and then passes the contract back to Lee. Then one of the more lethal actions here. Lee picks up the contracts and opens the folder. Contracts erupts into flames. Fireball went into Lee and into his eyes as he opened it, burning him. Lee sells this huge, and match is official for TakeOver. They show a split screen for the next several minutes with Lee selling and them getting him out of the building. I think they sold this. I think they sold it well, but I think they sold it too long. If a guy's burned, I don't want to see him walking out of the building. I would prefer to see him carried out, or at the very least, he goes down to his back. He's on his back for a few minutes, and then with help gets back to his feet, but they have to carry him out. And I understand with Keith Lee, he's a big guy. It'd take a lot to carry him, but I think they undersold the effect of the fireball, and I don't think we needed the interpersonal touch that we got with the process. Anyway, so Lee is out of commission, at least for a little bit. We go to Drake Maverick and Killian Dane ending in a no contest. Undisputed Era storms the ring really quickly. They attack both, and the match is thrown out. Match begins, and then we go to picture-in-a-picture for commercial. This is dizzying, and I'm not a fan of it. Maverick and Dane, they're basically doing the David and Goliath thing. It's fine. Lee's leaving the building. I don't think we need to see this. Undisputed Era are arriving at the building at the same time. Match is going on, and referee calls for the bell when Undisputed Era makes their way out. Again, this is a problem with all WWE brands. For the most part, NXT is the least offensive in this area, but good gosh, you take all the time to build up Drake Maverick with the bringing him back after him being fired and telling that amazing story, and now he doesn't even get 2-minute matches on NXT. Like, what was the point of getting us emotionally invested in somebody just to take it away? I swear WWE is written by abusive boyfriends who are narcissists. Like, they don't understand how to pay something off. You build something up to love it, and then you kill their puppy. And that's the mindset of the brand as a whole, is let's build them up, and then take it away. And I think that's why that's the real reason to me you're seeing WWE ratings fall so consistently. People have finally had enough with having their emotions toyed with. So there's a promo hyping the return of Kushida. Also in here, Cole cuts a promo on Pat McCaffrey. I don't know who's supposed to care about this. I certainly don't. If you do, please comment below. And Cole dares him to show up next week, yada yada. So NXT Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar defeats Tyler Breeze in a non-title match. This is fine. Escobar does pin Breeze thanks to the distraction from his lackeys. Breeze does make a momentary comeback post-commercial break, hits a super kick and goes for cover. Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde run into the ring. They interfere. Breeze knocks them both off the apron, but the Phantom Driver is used by Escobar for the win. Fandango comes out. He's in a sling. He's swinging some sort of weapon. He gets jumped by the Phantasma group, and he gets beat down. Swerve Scott runs out, makes the save, cleans house, and there we go. This sets up a 6-man match, possibly for the TakeOver show, which is fine. Vignette profiling Dakota Kai is up next. She's made to look strong, heading into her match with Io Shirai. Then we go to Mia Yim defeating Indy Hartwell. Nice little match, although match is a little bit short. Yim is interviewed on her way to the ring. She's worried about Keith Lee and the damage that he suffers. She says she has to focus on her match, and she's concerned about Lee through the majority of her match. Hartwell gains an advantage early. Yim fires back. Hartwell continues with a sidewalk slam for near fall and escapes a sleeper with a jawbreaker counter. Hartwell gets another near fall in here somewhere, and then taunts Yim. Yim fires back and hooks on a submission, gets the win. Finn Balor vows in a promo to win the North American Championship in the ladder match at TakeOver. I don't think that would be good for business. Balor has gone high, but I think going back to him would be a mistake. Then in a match that I think was surprising, Bronson Reed, shockingly, at least to me, defeats Damian Priest. They go at each other hard. Huge hoss fight here. They work through the commercial, and Reed gets sent into the steps. Priest is working over Reed, as we come back from the break. Reed makes a comeback, gets a few near falls, and Priest lifts Reed up for the Broken Arrow, which is his version of the Falcon Arrow. Reed kicks out a suplex of his own, and then Reed goes for the splash off the top, and he misses. Not the best landing. And a guy that big shouldn't be doing a big splash in just a random TV match. At least to me, that should be saved for takeovers or actual pay-per-views or whatever have you. Reed goes for a cradle, and ends up getting a win over Priest. Comes out of nowhere. I hope the win for Reed means that he's the one that's going to win the NXT North American Championship, because it's a logical progression of the story. You've built him up to be a monster, and anything less than him winning the North American Championship, at least to me, would be a letdown. Next up, a vignette for Io Shirai. Cuts a nice promo on Dakota Kai, and they've hyped that match as best they're going to. Vignette with Cameron Grimes, and he's basically saying that he is going to take the NXT Championship to the moon, which, for those not old enough to remember, not that I fall in this age group, I do not, but the To the Moon is a honeymooners line from like 40s or 50s television, so it really is the age-old adage, what is old is new again. Mercedes Martinez and Aaliyah with Robert Stone defeats Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter. Martinez pins Catanzaro, and I know I'm pronouncing her name incorrectly, to win the match. Stone before the match basically tries to recruit Casey and tells her to join the Robert Stone brand. Drop the dead weight. She kicks him in the shin for his trouble. Catanzaro and Carter look decent as a team. I don't know that they do enough with tag teams for women on NXT to make it worthwhile to have established teams, unless the teams are going to go up to the main roster, in which case this is a good thing. Good double team maneuvers by Catanzaro and Carter throughout. They really do seem to be making a concerted effort to be a team. Match goes through commercial. Heels in control when we come back. Aaliyah and Martinez cut the ring in half very well. Martinez is probably one of the best women that they have in terms of ability to bring a good match out of everyone. And yes, I'm a little biased because I have called her matches on the independents in the past, but I do think she's got a major upside, although she's close to 40, so I think her time is limited, and I hope they do something good with her over the next year or so. Aaliyah and Martinez, as mentioned, did cut the ring in half. She hits an air raid crash, she being Martinez, to get the pinfall. Rhea Ripley, post-match, comes out and has a stare-down with Martinez. Ripley rushed into the ring, brawls with Martinez, and Aaliyah jumped in to double-team Ripley. Shotzi Blackheart runs out, makes a save. Heels run away. Tag match somewhere down the road between these four, one would imagine. Up next, we return to the Gargano household. Candice LeRae is reading some sort of fairy tale to her dog. Yes, her dog. And dogs are cute, and heels shouldn't have cute. So, like, couldn't she read it to a tarantula? Like, if we're going with the idea that Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano are heels, they shouldn't do anything endearing. Anyway, she's hyping a match with Tegan Nox. Gargano is in a qualifier next week against Ridge Holland for the NXT North American title ladder match. And he says winning the ladder match at TakeOver would fix NXT. Not sure how. Gargano turned the lights on. He says Good night to a picture of Michael Hayes, which I think is an inside joke somewhere down the road. Anyway, another Thatch Can wrestling thing. Obviously, Thatcher stretches him and his student in a submission hold. I'm hoping this means that Riddle and Thatcher somewhere square off in this Raw Underground thing. I think if you're going to do that, you've got to have a payoff with guys that can actually go for more than 90 seconds in that environment. And both guys have been portrayed as being able to do so. Anyway, Cameron Grimes handles Kushida and Velveteen Dream in a triple threat match to get his berth in the North American Championship match. Glad for Cameron Grimes. Not a fan of the return of Velveteen Dream. A, I don't like the character. B, I still have issues with the assumptions that he was involved in improprieties with an underage female. I don't know if he's been cleared. I would assume so if he's back on television. But, and I will be honest, the human side of me cannot see him in the same way because of that issue. So that's a flaw in me, and I totally own that. But I didn't see a lot in Dream regardless, and I still don't. Grimes pinned Kushida, which means he's in the ladder match at TakeOver. Mystery opponent is obviously Velveteen Dream. He turns heel after the match. He attacks Kushida. I guess that's a new way for his character to go. Match is relatively simple. Craziness from all three guys starting, and there's a crazy bump from Kushida here to start the early stages. Kushida left to square off with Dream. Flying axe handle manages Dream at 2 count. Oklahoma Roll gets him another near fall, and Kushida and Grimes then square off. Kushida flies out of the ring, hits a tornado DDT on Dream on the floor, moves on the floor with no crowd. To me, it's just stupid. But again, I'm more longevity over flash. Grimes trips him up and sends him into the buckles. We do the pitcher-in-pitcher thing. Works over Kushida during the break. Dream rushes in, rolls up, tries to get a victory, and is sent out of the ring. Kushida goes nuts on everybody. All three men get knocked down at a point. Dream fires up, hits a flurry of moves, hits Kushida with a DVD driver. Grimes threw him off, and that's that. Kushida leaps for a flip dive over the top onto Dream on the outside. Kushida and Grimes do the Spanish fly deal, and then Kushida gets an armbar out of it. Dream breaks up the hold, as is to be expected, because his berth in the North American Championship matches is about Dream escapes a submission hold, and once again we see Kushida go into an armbar. Maybe Kushida would be good on Raw Underground with all the submission holds. Just trying to think outside the box here. Kushida's applying the submission hold. Grimes runs in, gives him the cave-in double stomp, and steals a victory. Dream turns heel post-match, attacking Kushida, and he poses as the show is closing. Finn Balor enters the ring to confront Dream as the show goes off the air. Overall, battle to battle, NXT, I think, had the more cohesive show this week, which is hard for me to say because I am pulling for I don't even call AEW an underdog at this point, but I pull for the alternative most weeks. But they did not have as compelling a program. Character-wise, I care more about the NXT talent than I did coming into this program. Anyway, that is your NXT review for the 12th of August 2020. Like, subscribe, comment below, and also we will be back with more of the World Class Championship Wrestling Review Series later on today. So until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.